The 2020 Kia Telluride just made its auto show debut at the 2019 North American International Auto Show in Detroit. Now, we've already known about the Kia Telluride for a little while. It made its actual debut at the New York Fashion Week a few months ago, but now we finally learned a lot more information about Kia's largest three-row SUV, and in this video we're going to cover everything you need to know, including some things about styling, what sort of performance you can expect out of this big SUV, the trims and technology that will be available on the 2020 Kia Telluride, of course the competition it will be going up against, and when you can expect to buy one, and potentially how much it will cost. Let's start with styling. As you can see, the 2020 Kia Telluride has a really broad hood with a huge grille and these interesting stacked headlights. Now, it's a little more upright, not so focused on a coupe-like body style. It takes a more traditional approach to the SUV look, very big, very boxy, and as a result, it has a pretty spacious interior. Kia claims a very generous third row of seats. The Kia Telluride is the sibling to the Hyundai Palisade, which came out recently at the Los Angeles International Auto Show. We had a chance to play around and sit in the Palisade, and I can tell you that that third row is pretty large. The Telluride should have a similarly large third row of seats. Under the hood is the same exact power plant as you get in the Palisade. It's a 3.8 liter Atkinson cycle V6 engine that makes 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. That power will be sent to either your choice of the front wheels or all four wheels through an 8-speed automatic transmission. The suspension setup on the Telluride is a four-wheel independent setup with optional self-leveling rear suspension available on the EX and SX trims. You can have all-wheel drive as an option, but front-wheel drive is the standard. There's a bunch of different driving modes that Kia has given the Telluride. There's a snow mode, which will send 80% of the power to the front wheels, 20% to the rear wheels. All-wheel drive lock, which will give you a 50-50 power split between the two axles. And then sport mode will still be front biased, 65% to the front axle and 35% to the rear axle. There's 4 different drive modes available: Eco, Comfort, Smart, and Sport. And of course, there's also an individual mode where you can customize these settings to your liking. Kia says in the right configuration, the towing capacity is as high as 5,000 pounds, although the EPA has not yet had a chance to rate fuel economy, so we don't know what sort of MPGs the Telluride will get just yet. What about trims and technology? Well, there's going to be 4 trim levels available at launch. LX is the base trim, then you move up to EX, then there's S, and then SX. Standard safety technology includes forward collision avoidance, assist, lane keep assist, driver attention warning, rear cross traffic assist, lane following assist, which will keep the Telluride centered in the lane, and safe exit assist. Some optional safety equipment includes blind spot view monitor, a surround view monitor, which is a 360 top-down camera, a heads-up display, and driver talk, which is a PA system. So if you have a large family and you want to be talking to your kids in the back seat, there's a microphone and it'll play your voice in the speakers in the rear, which is a very interesting feature for big families. Some available technology and comfort features includes a 10.25-inch touchscreen infotainment system that has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity. You can also opt for a 10-speaker, 630-watt Harman Kardon audio system. There's also an optional wireless charging pad for your cell phone, heated steering wheel, heated and ventilated first and second row seats, all that good stuff. UVO telematics is also available on the 2020 Kia Telluride, which includes standard remote start, climate control preconditioning on the EX and SX trims, and rear occupant alert. Competition for the 2020 Kia Telluride, well, it's a large 3-row SUV, so it'll be going up against the Toyota Highlander, the Honda Pilot, the Ford Explorer, which also just made a debut at the Detroit Auto Show, and cars like the Nissan Pathfinder. Okay, last but not least, how much will it cost and when can you buy it? Well, pricing has not been announced just yet, but it's going to be built at the West Point plant in Georgia, and it should go on sale later on in 2019. There you go, guys. That is everything that you need to know about the 2020 Kia Telluride. It's nice that we finally got a lot more information about Kia's large three-row SUV, and I think, as a lot of you guys expected, many of the performance figures are very similar to that of the Hyundai Palisade. Be sure to stay tuned to TFLcar.com for the latest news, views, real-world reviews, and guys, we got a lot more coverage coming from the 2019 North American International Auto Show in Detroit, so be sure to stick around right here on TFL Car.